Welcome to the Highly Effective Man podcast, hosted by former Navy SEAL turned life and fitness coach. I'm your host, JP Bolwahnn. This podcast is your resource for unlocking the healthiest, most productive, and highly effective man within you. Let's go. You think you're tired because you're busy, but most of the time, you're tired because your life has a bunch of friction in it. And today I'm going to show you how cleaning up your space, reducing stress, and installing systems doesn't make you more organized. It makes you more powerful. So the three things we're going to talk about today. Number one is why clutter creates cognitive fatigue and drains leadership energy. Number two, how environmental design shapes discipline and performance. And then number three, how simple systems unlock the high performer inside you. Now, I know you guys know this feeling, right? When you walk into a clean room, maybe you just finished mowing your yard. Maybe at the end of the day, you were like, I just finished all my tasks and I felt really organized. You feel like you're squared away and there's nothing hanging over you, right? That's an amazing feeling, right? You sit back and you think, man, this is how I'm supposed to operate. And that's not just satisfaction, okay? That's alignment. That's effectiveness. Now, compare that to the opposite, right? A garage that's like half done, desk that's cluttered, unanswered text messages, browser tabs everywhere, calendar unchecked or not even following the calendar, project started but not finished. You know, you think you're tired and because you're working hard, but a lot of the time you're tired because everything around you is unfinished, and unfinished things create drag. So today's frame is simple. Order is not about being neat. Order is about reducing friction, and leadership requires energy. Clutter quietly steals it. So let's talk about why clutter creates cognitive fatigue. Your brain is tracking everything, every unfinished task, every messy surface, every unresolved detail. You may not consciously be thinking about it, but your nervous system definitely is. When your environment around you is chaotic, your attention is scattered. Okay, your decisions are slow, your patience drops, your stress rises, and you don't see clutter, you process it. And your brain wants closure, it wants neatness, it wants it to be clean. When it doesn't get closure, it says it's still kind of turned on, right? And that low level on state, that's going to create fatigue. And let me make this like physical, right? So it's just like something you can think about, right? If I ask you to hold a 5-pound plate and say, hold this for 5 seconds, you'd probably be like holding it out at shoulder level, hold it for 10 seconds. You'd probably be like, okay, yeah, that's easy, no problem. Now, if I say hold it for 6 hours, now that's going to be a different feeling, right? It's going to be draining. And that's what clutter does to the brain, right? It's light, but it's constant. And that constant weight changes the posture, changes the way you feel, changes the way you think. And it's the same thing with your life. Low-grade chaos creates low-grade tension. And low-grade tension is what's going to kill your clarity. And clarity is the oxygen you need for leadership. You can't lead your family, you can't lead your business, and you can't lead yourself if you don't have that oxygen. If your nervous system is constantly carrying that invisible weight, you're not going to be the most effective version of yourself. Now, number two, let's talk about how environmental design works for high performers. Most men think that success is about willpower. It's not. High performers don't rely on willpower. They rely on setup and systems. If your phone is on your desk, you're probably going to grab it. If junk food is in the house, you'll eat it. If your gym bag isn't packed, chances are you might skip. If your calendar isn't reviewed, you'll drift. And it's not because you're weak, but you are responsive to what's going on around you. Your environment trains you every day. So ask yourself, is this environment that I'm in helping me lead? Or is it tempting me to drift? Look at all the spaces around you, right? Your bedroom, your office, your truck, your kitchen, your phone screen. If I walked into those spaces of your life, would I see clarity or would I see chaos? Order outside creates stability inside. And this is not just about aesthetics, like that it looks good. This is about capacity. You only get so much decision-making energy per day. And if you waste it navigating clutter, you won't have it when it matters. Now let's talk about systems. Systems unlock the high performer inside you. And here's what most men get wrong. They try harder. They don't systematize or systemize. Is systematize a word? I don't know, but you don't systemize and you don't need more effort, okay? You need fewer decisions. So instead of saying, I'm going to try to be more organized, just install a 10-minute nightly reset, a Sunday planning block. Maybe you put your phone charger outside the bedroom or on the other side of the bedroom. Pack your bag, your gym bag, immediately after training or the night before. When you have systems, it removes debate. And if something requires daily motivation, it's not systemized yet, right? So let me give you a simple 3-point space audit. What space creates the most friction in my life right now? What unfinished task is quietly draining me? And what simple system would eliminate it permanently? You're not trying to overhaul your entire life tonight. You're trying to remove one friction point. Stress decreases when you close loops. Calm increases when you eliminate visible chaos. And calm men make powerful decisions. Order is going to build that calm. Calm builds leadership. Leadership builds momentum. Now, let me be clear. Rebuild the Man, my one-on-one coaching offer, is not about just organizing your garage. This episode is one doorway, but the real issue for most men isn't clutter, it's drift, right? Or they lack some discipline. You're not just a little disorganized. You're operating below your capacity. And Rebuild the Man is a full overhaul of everything in your life. We rebuild your body through disciplined training. We tighten your nutrition so that your energy becomes constant. We install non-negotiables that eliminate self-negotiation. We restructure your calendar. We upgrade your mindset. We sharpen execution. We remove friction across your entire life because highly effective men don't operate in pieces. They operate in integrated systems. So inside Rebuild the Man, we audit your current reality, right? We eliminate drag. We install a disciplined structure. We build the warrior body. We sharpen mental authority. And we increase productivity. This is not motivation, right? We're raising your personal standard. This is performance coaching. So if you're a driven man who knows that maybe you've drifted or you're not living like the life that you're capable of, and if you're tired of feeling like your potential is higher than your results, apply. Not everyone gets in, but if you do, we don't tweak your life. We rebuild it. And when the structure changes, the man changes. So you don't need more intensity. You just need less friction. Clutter is friction. Unfinished tasks are friction. And that friction is going to kill your momentum. So this week, identify one high friction space, reset it completely, install one system, maintain it for 7 days. Then notice what happens to your clarity. Because chaos doesn't just sit in a room, it sits on your nervous system. Build order, reduce stress, lead clearly. And that's how highly effective men operate. I'll see you on the next one. Let's go. Thank you for listening to the Highly Effective Man podcast. If you enjoyed or learned something on this episode, do me a favor and share this with somebody who you think needs to hear it. And one last thing, if you want to work with me as your coach to help you get fit, be more productive, and in general, just be the most effective version of yourself, head over to my site, higherlevelcoaching.co. Once again, that's higherlevelcoaching.co, and schedule a call with me there. Thank you again. Let's go.